why don't we get into Jasmine? Let's do some more 90 Day Fiancé. I'm so happy to be back in the 90 Day Fiancé universe. Like when I first launched my channel, I talked about Teen Mom and 90 Day Fiancé. And the 90 Day Fiancé, I have to admit, they pissed me off. They started releasing way too many spinoffs, way too much everything. The episodes were so long. They were like 2 hours like each and multiple times a week. I couldn't keep up, right? But I am back. I'm back. And I'm really, following these people and their journeys and their social media and whatnot. And let's just say they are just as out there as the Teen Mom ladies, if not more. Okay. So why don't we get into this post that Jasmine made on her Facebook account where she leaked her own medical diagnoses from her doctor. So basically, she's sick and tired of people diagnosing her with narcissism. She said, y'all, I am not a narcissist. I am mentally ill. I'll give you that. However, I am not a narcissist. So let's get into what exactly it is that she said on her official Facebook page. She said, mental health should never be used to shame anyone. Also, only doctors can diagnose mental health disorders. For random people calling me a narcissist at the tell-all, it's a very disgusting behavior. This is my diagnosis from my psychiatrist. I'm working very hard to get better. This post is to create awareness about mental health. You are not alone and you are deserving of love. And so this is a note that her doctor had made in her file saying history of present illness. The patient is a 39-year-old female who presents for a psychiatric evaluation for depression. She has been experiencing significant emotional fluctuations since relocating to the United States in 2003. And so now when we get into what exactly it was that she was actually diagnosed with, let me go ahead and flip over that for you guys. These are the diagnoses. So we first get mild recurrent major depression, referral to behavioral health. And then we also get PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, otherwise known as GAD as well. So there are quite some serious, illnesses and issues that she's got. And so she wants people to respect that she hasn't been diagnosed with narcissism. And listen, I do think that that is a fair ask. I think it would be tough to be accused of being a narcissist if you haven't been diagnosed with narcissism, right? And I think she was very brave to go ahead and to share her diagnosis and what she's got going on and everything like that as well, right? So listen, very, very, very curious to know what y'all have to say about this. So let me go ahead and get into you guys' comment section. So Caramel had said, Grace, I found a really easy one-pan salmon dinner on YouTube. Salmon, mini potatoes, asparagus, and sausage. Ooh, that's fun. A little bit of seasoning and garlic butter. Well, thanks for that. I'll have to check that out. Listen, I love me some salmon. Today, since she didn't eat her salmon, I chopped it up with the rice and then threw some lettuce in it. I love a nice rice and lettuce salad combo. So that's what I had for my lunch. It was really good, really, really filling. Shelby says, I might be weird, but I prefer to eat. Maybe that's it. Yeah, because it was, but here people eat late. People eat at like 8 or 9. I don't know. I just was like, this is awkward. She really liked the tea, but I was like, damn, what about the food? And Ramster, I agree. This is why, like, whenever people get into these massive declarations and stuff like that, I'm like, let's slow down a little bit. Like, we're still getting to know each other, right? At this point, like you guys anyway. So we'll see. I'm hoping for the best for them, but we'll see. Again, I find him to be a very performative person overall. I think he's done other posts like this where it's supposed to be for her, but it seems to be more so for the public and public praise and whatnot. So bref, we got a super chat. Thank you so much. Special Luo vibes. Jasmine's gotta do better. I expect more of her. Wow. Well, you know what? Listen, I agree. And you know what? Although it's not fair for people to diagnose her from watching her on reality television, I do think that people have some valid criticisms about certain things, in her story, right? For example, the fact that she's got 2 young children in Panama, one of whom is special needs, that she just left behind essentially, for the US. Yeah, granted. What's his face? What's that bald man's name with a little patch of hair in the back? Gino did not include them in the visa application. But I think at that point, maybe you go, am I choosing this guy or am I choosing my kids? Like to me at that point, when she decided to stay, I don't know whether to laugh or be scared. Special Luo Vibes sent another super chat. Thank you so much. It said, I was diagnosed with narcissism. Well, thank you for this tidbit of information. A little shook. I'm a little scared, not gonna lie. Oh man. So yeah, I do think that sort of behavior is a little bit strange because again, Panama is a lovely country. Jasmine, as far as I saw, she was not living in poverty. She was not, struggling or anything like that, to a crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like there's so many Americans who are fleeing America to go to places like Panama. So I don't understand why she had to leave them behind, and now it's going to be more difficult than ever to be reunited with them at this point. And so I just do not see it. So yeah, I don't know. Very, very sad. And no, not even the veg. So she tried like one veggie, like she was picking at it for so long. Then she tried one. And I don't know. She said, listen, she is going through a lot right now. Obviously, I'm not going to put all, I'm not going to put her business at all on Front Street, but she's going through some things. So maybe it's that. I don't know. But it was very, I don't know. I felt like a babushka. When you go to like the elder's house or something like that. And they're always like, oh, like eat. Oh, you finished that. Here's more. And you're supposed to like accept or whatever. You know what I mean? Like out of a politesse. I don't know. Like it was very, very strange. Like literally not a single bite. I get like, oh, a little bit. Like at least try it. Tell me if it's bad or something, but I know I make good salmon. I make the best. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, like what happened? Anyway, listen, my girl's going through a lot. So maybe that's what it is. But it was sad. Not gonna lie, but listen, I had a lunch waiting on me ready. I didn't have to cook anything. So there's that. Ramster says, yes, Jasmine, it's called being homesick. Where two sons are waiting for you. Sorry, not sorry. And that's the thing, Ramster. How will she be able to go back to them now that she's got Matilda in the US? Matt is not going to let her just, bounce with Matilda. So now she's kind of stuck for good in the US. Do you guys think, by the way, that Matt is going to help her bring her kids over? On her Facebook, she makes some posts about Matt that I find to be a little bit derogatory. For example, oh, I would never marry Matt. You guys are going to see it in this episode of blah, blah, like all this type of stuff. I'm like, this is really strange. Like, aren't y'all like, I don't understand this relationship at all. I got to be honest with you guys. It's very, very, very odd. Poor Jasmine, it takes a brave soul to let all that be known. And I agree. Listen, I really do think that the criticisms are heavily, heavily, heavily weighing on her. And I think she's going through some things like, a lot in this moment to be putting all that out there. And I agree too, Snaps. Listen, we're all a little bit quirky in our own ways. East also says, oh my God, did you guys see the Danish deception? That girl married the con man and quit her job for him. So messy. Oh, that poor girl has been getting dragged left, right, and center on TikTok and social media in general. I didn't watch her thing because I found it a bit unnerving how she was smiling. Like she was telling the story and stuff and she was smiling and whatnot. I'm like, I thought this man called you out of $500,000. Why are you smiling? Like, how? Like, do you have that much money that you're going to be smiling over being down $500K? Because I would not be smiling. And listen, I'm pissed at her because look, you see this? I like to tuck my us Black girls who tuck our braids behind our ears have been catching a mad strays over her. So I'm mad at her. Listen, what's wrong with tucking your braid behind your ear? What am I supposed to do? Just let it fall? No. Maybe, but I swear people eat so late here. So I was so surprised by that. But maybe that was it too. I don't know. I was like, really? Because to me, if someone tries it and they stop, it's like, okay, it wasn't good. But like she didn't try it like at all. She could have told me because I had given her a heads up that I'd be cooking. Like, if you don't want to eat, just tell me. That way I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was all so strange. I could have eaten in private, while working or something like that. But Tisa Taus is covering the Danish con. Listen, I might even have to go check it out. I like the recaps of the Danish con versus seeing that lady talk about it herself, because I'm sorry, why is she smiling so much? Why is she smiling? My goodness. She's actually on this season of Happily Ever After, 90 Day Fiancé. She's going to be on the next season of, or actually, will she? What is it? The Paradise Last Resort. But I don't know what season of Before the 90 Days she officially came out on. Tamara says, as a mom of 3, I'm used to cooking all day, only to have none of them eat it all. Doesn't it like kind of like hurt your heart a little bit? You're like, damn, try it at least. Carly says, it's incredibly brave to share her diagnosis. However, I can't help but feel she's not helping herself by being away from them. And I agree. Maybe she is. Maybe she is really devastated and torn up about it, right? But go home. Again, you came from Panama, from a nice middle-class life in Panama. So why are you acting like you don't have anything to go back to? Especially when you got 2 children there, one of whom is special needs. Like, I don't get it. I find that to be very, very strange, because when we look at the conditions of some of these other people, for example, Rose, who had to settle for, Big Ed, like, just bathing yourself with like a bucket, rats running around while you're like that type of poverty, like, okay. Or the lady who was deaf and she was with a deaf man, or she was deaf in one ear and she was with a man who was completely deaf, like, the no proper roof, it's like tins over you and like the water's coming through. Okay, I get it. You're trying to get that green card, bring your kids over, like but Jasmine was living just fine in Panama. So I do find that to be very, 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 very off-putting, right? So I do understand why people have been criticizing her so heavily, because it is strange and it is a little bit inexplicable. Summer Breeze says, my parents, yes, I saw your comments after I finished my last one, Summer Breeze. I was like, damn it, like if only I stayed like, I don't know, an extra like 30 seconds, I would have seen them. My parents' friends just retired to Panama and they live like kings. They are a retired police officer and a teacher. They live in a penthouse on the beach. Like, that sounds so good. I'm hearing so many stories about Americans specifically going to Panama. So to hear this is like, okay. It has been inspiring me to retire in 5 years. How old are you, Summer Breeze? Retire in 5 years? Are you not like in your 20s or 30s? Hang on, let me zoom into your photo. Talk about retire in 5 years. I think you got me the last time. Didn't I say this the last time when you were talking to me about like something like, people of particular ages or something? I was like, girl, you like, to me, you look like you could be like, I don't know, 20s, 30s, something like that. She says she's 45. Oh, Lord. Listen, black don't crack, y'all. Black don't crack. Summer Breeze is 45. Oh, my God. I would have never guessed. You look good, Summer Breeze. You look good. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, yeah. She was talking about her grandsons. I was like, grandsons? How old are you? Acacia says, it's not the tuck, it's the jaw. I saw the one, like the selfie, and she's wearing it, and the guy's like driving, like, I don't know what it is, like a golf cart or something like that. I know what you're talking about, Acacia. T says, there's nothing wrong with being a tucker. Thank you. Listen, tuckers unite, like, end the stigma now. Maybe some true insinuation. Not you gagging me and reassuring me at the same time. I can't. B says, I like the original premise of the show. I was in a similar, oh, really? Can you tell us the nationality of your significant other at the time, à l'époque? But due to the popularity of 90 Day, it attracts a certain type of publicity seeker, period. I actually did a video that I'm going to put up a little bit later about Luke, the guy who's with Madison and stuff. Speaking of like a particular type of person who goes abroad to seek somebody out specifically, like, yeah, stay tuned for that. Ali says divorce is way too expensive to not Google your partner, period. We are so lucky to have Google at our disposition. Use it, use it, use it, use it. Is Jasmine still married to Gino? Technically, yes. I don't know why they're not yet divorced. It's taking a really long time, but yes, technically. He's trying to have her deported like Danielle did with Mohammed, but I don't think it's going to work, especially now that she has a baby with another American, right? Matt is a love-struck puppy. He'll do anything for her until he doesn't, right? And his mom's got a Romanian girl or multiple Romanian girls lined up for him, apparently. So she might have to ish or get off the pot at some point. It just makes me really sad when people get into these messy situations and bring kids into them. Like, it's not ideal. at all by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, look at the time escaping me. Y'all listen, I got to get to these next stories. Hang on. East Austin says Panama is an easy place to live. It has a small American enclaves near the canal. It also has Ciudad de Saber. There are tons of expats there, and UNICEF office is there. You see, listen, that's what I can't get with when it comes to Jasmine. Jasmine, you were not from the trenches, baby girl. You did not need to ditch your kids like that. None of your excuses to me are justifiable. I'm just saying. Now, you guys, why don't we get into Giselle and Robin talking about the arrests at Bravo? The housewife, the convicted, or not convicted, but the convict to be's over on Housewives. Listen, I do have to set it up for you guys. So let's go over to commercial break. And on the flip side, I will be ready with those clips for you. Okay. If you're enjoying today's episode of the Morning Report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I'll catch you on the flip side after a word from some of our sponsors. The Morning Report is brought to you by Philo. Watch your favorite shows and movies from over 70 different channels, including MTV, TLC, WeTV, and more for only $28 a month. Get a free trial today by clicking the link in the description box of this video to get your free trial up and running. Tired of learning languages in boring, frustrating ways? Try TalkPal. TalkPal is your personal AI language tutor. It teaches you languages in fun, engaging ways. It gives you real-time feedback, assesses your pronunciation, and the learning process is personalized just for you. Join millions of other learners and start your language learning journey today.